Okay, so you're listening to a song, right? Any song at all. And you've probably wondered, how did somebody actually uh, write that? How does it go from just an idea to, a full finished piece of music?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're going to crack open today. It's not really magic. Music composition, well, it relies on a few fundamental building blocks. If you can master rhythm, melody, and harmony, you pretty much have the tools to write anything you want.
So let's start at the very beginning then, the pulse. I mean, every piece of music has a kind of heartbeat, right? A steady beat that just carries it forward.
That's the perfect way to describe it. It's the heartbeat. And as the composer, you decide how fast or slow that heartbeat is. And if you look at most popular music, the most common pulse is what we call 44 time. That just means 4 beats in every single measure.
You hear it everywhere. Like
Cool.
you can just count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly, that's your foundation. But the really cool part is how you create patterns over that pulse.
Right, using different kinds of notes, like quarter notes, eighth notes.
Yeah, 16th notes. And that's what creates rhythmic variety and texture. Think about it. Short notes feel really energetic and quick. Long notes, on the other hand, can feel really calm or, serious.
But there's a really strict rule here, and I feel like this is where a lot of people get tripped up. The beats in each measure, they have to add up perfectly, right?
Absolutely. That's the fact check. If you have a time signature of 4 beats, you cannot sneak a 5th one in there. The math has to work. If you don't, the timing just breaks. The whole flow is lost and the listener gets, well, confused.
Okay, so keeping that timing steady is step one. And speaking of speed, that brings us to tempo.
Right, tempo is just the speed of the music. We measure it in beats per minute or BPM. And tempo is, it's an instant mood setter. A fast tempo, maybe 140 BPM, feels happy or exciting.
Ready to dance.
Yeah, exactly. And a slow tempo, maybe 60 BPM, that can feel sad or relaxing or really serious.
So if you're practicing and you need to keep that speed perfectly steady, what's the tool for that?
That would be a metronome. It just gives you this unwavering click so you can stay right on the beat. And choosing that tempo is so important. If a song is too fast, you might miss all the cool details. But if it's too slow, it just drags and loses all its energy.
So composers will actually write it on the music, like allegro for fast or adagio for slow.
Yep, it's a direct instruction to the musician.
Okay, so we've got the rhythmic backbone. Now we need the actual notes. And this is where we get into the major scale.
The major scale is, it's the foundation for most happy, bright, or triumphant sounding music. It's a specific pattern of 8 notes.
And for beginners, you always say to start with C major. Why C major specifically?
Because it's the easiest one to see on a piano. It uses only the white keys. The notes just cycle A through G, and C major gives you this pure, bright sound right away.
And in that scale, the most important note is the first one, right? The C, the home bass.
That concept of a home bass, or tonic, is so key. When your song ends on that first note, it just feels resolved. It gives the listener this really powerful sense of completion.
Like your home.
Exactly. If you end on any other note, it feels unfinished, which can be a cool effect, but you have to do it on purpose.
So once we have those single notes from the scale, we can start adding harmony.
Which is just playing 2 or more different notes at the exact same time. It adds all this depth and emotion that a single melody line just can't have on its own. And the building blocks for harmony are chords. A standard chord is usually 3 notes played together.
So how do you know which 3 notes to pick? Is it random?
Not at all. There's a simple rule. You start on a note in your scale, then you skip the next one and play the one after that.
Okay, so you play one, skip one, play one.
Right. And you do that again, skip the next one, play the one after that. Those 3 notes, the first, third, and fifth, that's your basic chord.
And changing between those chords is what we call a chord progression. That's like the emotional journey of the song.
It is the journey. Some changes sound really stable and pleasant, while others can sound tense or even a little spooky. You use that to tell a story. And what's wild is that most popular music relies on just 3 of these chords. The 1, the 4, and the 5.
The power trio. So why those 3? What makes them so special?
Well, they're all mathematically related and share notes from the main scale. The 1 chord is home, the 4 chord moves you away a little bit, and the 5 chord creates this intense tension that makes you want to go back home to the 1.
So if we're in C major, that would be a C chord, an F chord, and a G chord.
You got it. And just by switching between those 3, you can write thousands of different songs. It's the fastest way to start composing, for sure.
Okay, so we've got rhythm, and we've got the chords for emotional depth. Now for the part everyone remembers, the melody.
the part you whistle, the part you sing along to. It's absolutely the most memorable element of a song. And an effective melody has a good mix of small steps between notes and bigger jumps. We call those leaps.
So if you only use small steps, just moving up or down one note at a time, it can sound kind of boring, right? Like an exercise.
Yeah, exactly. But if you only use big leaps, jumping all over, it becomes really hard to sing and for the listener's brain to follow. So you need a balance.
And repetition. I assume that's key to making it catchy.
It's everything. You repeat certain patterns, maybe with a small change, so the idea sticks in the listener's head. It gives them something familiar to hold on to. And melodies are usually organized into these short sections called phrases. They're like musical sentences.
And they often have a little pause at the end, almost like the music is taking a breath.
A chance to breathe, yes. And a good melody also has a shape, moves up and down. If it stays at the same pitch level for too long, we just lose interest.
That makes perfect sense. Which brings us to structure. You need a map for all these ideas.
You absolutely do. A song can't just be a jumble of cool parts. Simple songs almost always use a predictable repeating form. You usually start with an introduction. It's brief, it just sets the mood.
It's the listener ready. Then you have the verse.
Right, the verse is where the story is told. It's the main information. The lyrics might change, but the music usually stays pretty much the same.
And then comes the big one, the chorus.
The hook. That's the part that repeats over and over, musically and lyrically. It's got to be the most memorable, highest energy part of the song. And sometimes you can add a bridge. It's a section that provides contrast. It uses different chords, a different feeling.
Like a little detour before you come back for that final big chorus.
Exactly. It just keeps things from getting too predictable.
So structure keeps it organized. But dynamics, that's what keeps it exciting. You mean the volume, right? Loud and soft.
That's all it is. But changing the volume is so vital for emotion. A song played at the same volume experience the whole way through is just flat. We use Italian terms for this. You've probably seen them. Piano just means soft.
And forte means loud.
Exactly. But the really powerful tools are the changes over time. Slowly getting louder is called a crescendo. It's perfect for building excitement and tension.
Makes the listener lean in.
And the opposite is a decrescendo, slowly getting quieter. That can feel more intimate, or like the song is winding down. You use dynamics to highlight the most important notes.
Let's talk about some practical tools. Choosing an instrument must make a huge difference.
A massive difference. The unique sound quality of an instrument is called its timbre. Think about it. A trumpet and a saxophone can play the exact same note, but they sound totally different. The trumpet is bright and brassy, the sax is warm and sort of fuzzy. That choice changes everything.
So a piano is a good place to start because you can play the melody and the chords all at once.
It's a complete toolkit in one instrument.
Yeah.
But something like a flute or a trumpet will make you focus just on that single melodic line. And a guitar is great for rhythmic chord patterns.
So you have to consider the instrument's range, how high or low it can go.
Its range, its natural volume. You want to write music that plays to the instrument's strengths.
Okay, so you've written something. How do you get it on paper so someone else can play it? That's notation.
Right, the system of symbols. You use a staff, which is 5 horizontal lines. The higher a note is on the staff, the higher its pitch.
And you have those symbols at the beginning, the clefs.
The treble clef for higher notes and the bass clef for lower notes. They're like a key to the map. And the note heads tell you the pitch. But sometimes you need notes that aren't in your basic scale.
That's where sharps and flats come in.
Yep. A sharp raises a note a little, a flat lowers it a little. They add color and tension.
And thankfully, a lot of digital software can just write all this out for you as you play it on a keyboard.
It's a huge help for modern composers, no doubt.
So last thing, you have a small idea, a cool little melody. How do you grow that into a full song?
You use 3 main techniques: variation, repetition, and contrast. Variation is taking your melody and changing it just slightly. Maybe you change the rhythm a bit, sounds familiar but new.
And repetition, we've talked about, it makes things memorable. That's why the chorus repeats.
But if you only repeat, it gets boring fast. That's why you need contrast. A totally new idea, a new rhythm, new chords.
The bridge is the ultimate tool for contrast, right?
It really is. The best composers just experiment. They'll play a melody backwards or upside down. You never know what you might discover.
And the final step is just sharing it, performing it, or recording it. Getting feedback seems like the most important part of getting better.
It really is. Once you understand all these rules, rhythm, scale, structure, You earn the right to start breaking them on purpose. That's where real creativity begins.
It's just incredible to think that those simple building blocks, especially that power trio of the 1, 4, and 5 chords,
Yeah.
have been used to create thousands and thousands of completely unique songs. It makes you wonder, what stories could you tell with just those 3 basic ingredients?
Good luck with your studies.
And keep composing.